At some point during this World Cup, and nobody knows where, when or how, Guido Petti will find himself in space. And in that moment, all rugby fans will have the same momentary realisation. Guido Petti is absolutely rapid. And then we'll forget again as quick as he apparently is for another 8 months until it freakishly happens again. Petti is a hard-working second row who has just a lick of flair locked away for special occasions, ready to pop it out whenever Argentina pop the cork. And if I know Argentina, like I think I know Argentina, they're always ready to pop the cork. There are days on which I think Owen Farrell might be the best player in the world. You can pin it on anything, playing in the most winningest club culture in world rugby, growing up as the unloved offspring in a Ken Loach film, or simply being incredibly driven, dedicated, hardworking and talented. And as such, how far England get in this year's World Cup is almost entirely reliant on how far Farrell wants them to get. One of the best goal kickers out there, and as complete a player around the pitch as you could ask for these days. This World Cup could be the campaign that finally causes Papa Faz to begrudgingly smile at his son. Maybe even tell him he loves him. I mean, that's absolutely too far, but maybe if Owen did captain England to the second World Cup and score every single point in all the games along the way, he might just not kill his kestrel. Poor Guillem Gerardo. Rarely has a face seemed so forlorn. The only man with any common sense in the team whose star try scorer is literally Yohan Uge. It almost feels harsh to say anything about Gerardo, so instead I just want to offer my sympathy. I know, Guillem, I know, I'm sorry, we're all with you in this very difficult time. On the upside, if things do go as they just might, providing you don't smash Argentina and potentially England, at least you'll be back home to spend some quality time with both of your remaining blood vessels before you know it. So, I'd just been going to salivate at the thought of being able to watch England's Billy Vunipola run straight at big bastard Sione Villanu when England play Tonga from the safety of outside the blast zone, which is anywhere in the north of Japan. But then Villanu got left out of the Tonga squad for some reason I genuinely don't understand at all, so instead it falls on me to highlight the sheer shape of Ben Taumafina. He was never a small boy, but somehow a prop who was previously built like a blimp has managed to put on weight. Each team in this pool has at least one player who you could argue for being a world-class front rower, but man alive, should every single player in this pool be proud if they manage to shift Taumafina an inch. It's like shoving a bungalow. Unfortunately, he also has the fitness and agility of a one-story building as well, but boy, can the lad hold up a scrum. The USA are probably the most improved team between World Cups this cycle. That's been largely thanks to finding a handful of outstanding players to complement their usual mix of good rugbymen and converts from other sports who still want to have a break after every single tackle. The most obvious candidate is Joe Tafete, the wrecking ball hooker who last year broke the all-time record for most tries for a front rower, who carries with the ferocity of someone who has to explain to people that don't understand rugby why the word hooker isn't funny every other day of his life. However, if the USA are to pull off any upsets this year, there are 3 other players who will likely be at the heart of it. Titi Lamatitelli is an excellent scrummager. Nick Savetta is an excellent line operator, and this could give the USA the kind of platform most Tier 2 nations lack. But the biggest thing most Tier 2 nations lack is a fly half who is genuinely class, which the USA have in AJ McGinty. McGinty is a properly complete player who runs the game as well as he runs the ball. He's the guy who makes the USA tick, and he'll be the guy who likely walks away with man of the match when the USA inevitably batter France. And I come to you live from a place just outside Tokyo, on the outskirts of Tokyo. Where is it? Why is this relevant? Because if I were to raise this up right now, this is the spot where the opening game of this year's World Cup is to be played in just 3 days' time. It's really stupidly close now. There's loads of people in World Rugby branded stuff just walking about, going to get lunch, seemingly. So that's quite exciting. The first game kicks off there. In the meantime, I've got one more video on place to watch from Pool D, from the pool with Wales, Fiji, Australia, Georgia, and Uruguay. That's coming up tomorrow, and then I've got a live stream coming up on the 19th, in which if you've got any questions at all, feel free to fire them at me and I will do my best to answer them all. And then beyond that, at No Side Bar in Tokyo, I've spoken to him this morning, he's up for it. We are going to do a first Squidge Rugby meetup thing The night before, things kick off in that place right over there. The area around here is very exciting. It's full of just rugby. You can't miss this going on around here. The fan zone's just a couple minutes walk away. And I'll see you very soon.